Tip 2, feel the fear and do it anyway. So if you've just spent the time to dare to dream, unless you're some kind of superhuman that I've never met, you will have had a voice pop up in your head within that going, but I'm not good enough, I can't do that, I'm not intelligent. Again, all normal. Again, just conditioning from when you were a child of other people's rules and behaviours and beliefs of how you should be, what is possible, what isn't possible. So what's really good is to listen out for that voice. Think, who does this remind me of? It's usually a mother or a father, not meant to be malicious, but just their beliefs that you've taken on as your own. So start listening out for that voice and attribute it to that person, knowing that it's theirs, it's not yours, and you're separating it out over and over again. So if you've been feeling like this for a long time and are really worried that this has been going on for so long, it's just the way it is, you're stuck in a rut, takes me on to tip 3. Change your mind, change your life. So if you really do feel that this is it, game over, this is the way it is, there's no way out, you really are stuck in that rut, I'm here to tell you the good news. Neuroscientists have proved absolutely otherwise. What they talk about is neuroplasticity, and as it turns out, you really can teach an old dog new tricks. And when I talk about this to my clients, I like to use the metaphor of a woodland pathway. So you know, the ones that have been trodden down over years within a woodland. And that is just like your behaviour or your belief that you can't do something. So what you can do is create a new belief, a new thought, that you actually can do this, that you can create the life you want, for example. So when you're doing this kind of work, when you're wanting to change your life, all you have to do is keep repeating that and keep taking actions that support that. And then all you're doing, like the woodland pathway, is treading it down, treading it down. As you do that, you will fall back. So in any kind of new behaviour, when you're creating new habits, you will fall back onto the old because it's the easiest way, the most well-trodden. Don't worry, you still have the new way. Just get back on and just do. So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed right now with everything I've been talking about, don't worry. The best thing to counter any kind of overwhelm is to prioritise, plan and act. So this is where you get into action and you take some time out to actually start focusing on your life, because this is it. This is the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life. As the famous poet Mary Oliver said, tell me, what is it you plan to do with this one wild and precious life? And here's how to start turning it into reality. The first and great thing to do is to create a vision board. Now, you can actually get loads of vision board apps, things online now, and use that. So if that's your thing, great, go for that. I personally am very kinesthetic, so I like the touch and feel of things. So I create my vision boards on card, with paper, with pictures out of magazines and things I've printed off online. The other thing to do is to create a timeline. So once you have your vision and your vision board, work backwards from that. So for example, if you want to get to your goal in 18 months or 2 years, I think is a good timeline, then work backwards. So if that's where you want to be in 2 years, where do you need to be in a year? What do you have to have sorted out and done by then? Then in 6 months, if you need to get to that in a year, what do you need to have done and achieved by that? 4 months, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, until you get it down to 1 or 2 actions that you can start taking in the next couple of weeks. So if the thought of all of this makes you feel even more stressed and anxious than you maybe already are with everything you've got to do in your life as it is, your career, your partner, your children, the house, all of those things that you have to do on a daily basis, then that takes me to my final tip. Tip 5, fill up your tank. And changing your life can be stressful. It is hard work. I'm not going to lie about that. But it's much more fulfilling and really worth it compared to living an unfulfilled existence for the next few decades of your life. So what you really need to be doing is looking after yourself. There's a famous quote, I don't even know who it's by, nobody does, which addresses this. You can't pour from an empty cup. This is about your life. This is the only one you have. So really take the time to look after yourself and start making the changes. Even if you just do one change in the next week, that's a step. So if you want to find out in more detail how to take any of these steps, please sign up to my newsletter below. And when I make those videos, I will send them to you and any other videos supporting you in changing your life.